live. I don't know what's going on in the back.
What's happening?
I don't know what's going on over there. There's a lot going on over there.
It is. That's that behind the
It's
scenes.
late. It's at the hours.
You know, he got a curfew, y'all.
8:20.
He got a curfew, so this is a little different for him. Usually around this time, you know, he be checking his watch to be like, all right, wrap it up. Wrap it up now. But what's up, ladies and gentlemen?
Playhouse.
We in the playhouse. Y'all got a Kira tonight. Y'all got a Kira tonight.
Professional.
I really, this topic, are we good back there, Butter?
Yeah,
Butter.
everything is
It's
gone.
butter.
Except for TikTok yet with us yet.
Okay.
That was butter.
That's her. That's her.
I called it something else.
Don't do her like that. You know he about to try to call you publicly. You want me? I can't L him out like.
About to get L'd out. I don't want to have to.
You might check. You might check.
1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. Tonight's topic, lady. Tell everybody the topic. You know the topic.
Tonight,
Okay.
we
There we
are
go.
going to be delving into the complex world of parenthood. How it blends with situations and relationships.
Mm-hmm.
When y'all together, when y'all ain't co-parenting.
Yes.
We're going to discuss it all. Hopefully y'all take something from this. And if y'all got something to add, please do not hesitate to put it in the chat. We are still learning ourselves, and you can educate other people. So please, do not hesitate. Feedback is welcome.
Yeah, definitely chime in so you can tell us something that maybe we don't know. You may have a different point of view. You may see things a little differently than what we do.
Facts.
Especially me, because y'all know I'm coming from, I be answering my questions from a trauma-healed, maybe not all the way healed, still ready to pull up.
Aren't we all?
You know what I'm saying? I be answering mine from all of them ways. So maybe I might not have the best, but I'm always open to other people's opinions, which is why I'm doing this topic on tonight's show. So we are talking about surviving parenthood through relationships. And I know Brother Jolly had a couple of relationships, so he should know. You should be able to chime in with us tonight. What's up? Don't be too quiet. What's up? You've been gone for a long time. What's up?
Look,
You've been gone. What's up?
And I've been dealing with tonight's topic,
Yes.
parenting.
Oh, and you know what? You really have. You really have. Because you was at a parent-teacher conference the first. Yeah, you really have.
Yeah, so.
Then you had daddy duties the week before that. You had both babies with you. It was like, yeah, we got some parenthood issues going on right now. My daughter, as a matter of fact, Smiley, when you picking your son up, what's going on? Because look, the Gigi's supposed to been off. No, don't do it. Don't do it, Butter. What's going on?
I need to get hooked up to Wi-Fi.
Okay, listen. No, we won't. No, we won't. We're gonna go back to them steps, and we're gonna hand that phone back. Go up them steps. Go ahead. Hand it through. Right there. Auntie gonna get you right. See what I'm saying? I'm still surviving grandmotherhood.
Huh?
We're gonna have a show about that. Oh, we can't. Dang! Y'all making me feel.
We-
Oh,
We
listen.
got some grandma
Yeah.
viewers.
You
We
can
got some
discuss
grandma
whatever you
viewers.
feel like. You feel?
Yeah, can I?
We got some grandma viewers.
Yeah, we do got some
We got a
grandma.
lot of
viewers.
gifts out there.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Yo!
Yeah.
Are we live? Are we out
Okay.
here?
Woo.
So-
Okay. Yes.
so I mean, tell me what's your thoughts about, like, I'm gonna let you tap in first.
Okay. Okay, while I work, because y'all know I be working. Okay. Well, let's just
Give me something to
let,
piggyback.
let me just start at the core of where parenthood even begins. And where we get into survival mode. First of all, I know as women, we get into survival mode immediately when we find out that we're pregnant and we gotta tell our mate. Whether we're married or not married, unless it's actually planned and we sat down and talked about, like, yes, I want to have this baby, then it could be a little bit of an issue, you know, and it get that little rumble in the stomach. So for us women, our survival tactics come in immediately, because it's like, okay, what are we going to do? Like, how is this person going? And this is about surviving in relationships. So everything about parenting in this conversation is about parenting together, like with the other person. Yep. So we're already in like survival mode, not because we're trying to survive for ourselves or for our child, but we're trying to make sure our relationship survives. This person that we laid with and had this baby with, and 9 times out of 10, you do got that 1% of women that's really out here just, you feel me? But 9 times out of 10, a woman is not laying down just to lay down. Women are laying down with intentions. So now I'm pregnant. If I tell him that I'm pregnant, am I going to lose him? Is he going to leave? Is he going to be there? Is he going to stay with me? Like, all of those questions go through our mind. So I'm telling you what we think. What y'all be thinking about when y'all hear I'm pregnant if it's not a planned pregnancy?
I mean, abort the mom.
Oh my God.
Now, on a serious note,
Because he's joking. He's joking. He's joking.
now, realistically, what goes through your mind is how solid is the ground that I'm standing on? Is it mine?
Wait, in a relationship? You still
That's-
thinking that?
No.
Listen, look, I'm gonna say this.
Oh!
I'm gonna say this about what
Look,
he
he
just
gonna
said.
leave it. He gonna leave it to you to say it. I love that, Jay.
I'm gonna say
Keep
this.
that, Jay.
There have definitely been some swabs, unknown swab tests, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Real talk.
Damn. So this isn't. Are you swabbing unknowingly? I mean, are you doing the unknown swab test because of what's going on in society, or because of your real? Because you know how sometimes just because
No,
it's
you
like,
just want to be 100% certain, because sometimes no different than, you know, with women or whatever, you know, they have those thoughts like, okay, well, I can't necessarily prove it or whatever, but, you know, some men, not saying me, but some men feel like, you know, look, Shorty was just doing a lot of unscrupulous things. I need to fact check this, so let me go ahead and you know what I mean, put that in and seal it out or whatever, and then wait for the test. She'll never know whatever, but the reality of men doing that, and I do agree part of it is society, but another thing is men do that to safeguard themselves, because if it's not planned, you pop up with this, or you running around here and like I said, you doing certain things or whatever, how would I know that that's even mine? Like, it's no guaranteed, and then we didn't talk about that, so I need to
but
be
in
for
a
sure about
relationship
that.
though, I keep saying that because
Right.
So let me go back to that.
Right.
because
She's doing some unscrupulous things.
oh, but that's the only way. Not if y'all just in a relationship and everything is going good and there's no thought. That's why I say
I mean,
that's why I brought the
it's
society
not
part
It's
in
going
as
to be a
well.
thought. Now, how long and how strong that thought is
Exactly.
depends
Even
on your
if
situation.
nothing's
men-
going on.
It's going to be a thought.
Dang.
See, a lot of people don't realize that we have thoughts. The difference
Right.
between us and women is, sometimes women can be extra emotional. So a lot of the stuff that run through your mind,
Absolutely you are.
even though half of it could be completely BS, it's going to come out in the universe. Men will have maybe like 10 thoughts run through their head, and nigga might say 1 out of 10 or 2 out of 10 unless he's a super emotional kind of
You're going
dude.
to dismiss
Yeah.
most of that.
Yeah, but that thought is going to be in his
So
subconscious. Like, I'm
honestly,
not going to
this is
say
not
nothing,
something
but
that you
I
would say
think
to a person. You wouldn't say to your
hell.
your mate, because you did say some unknown swabs have happened. So
Mm-hmm.
you're not comfortable with saying that. So ladies, this is a question for ladies that are listening. Would you be
upset.
upset?
Mhm. Go ahead.
I guess I'm answering.
If you was in a
If
relationship
you
and
were.
your guy got and you've come to find
No,
out
no,
that your
not
guy
if
got
you
the
find
swab.
out. No, because if you find out
that
because
you swabbed the baby.
no, so I just thought about it. Like, I do know a situation where a baby was swabbed. You know that in a married couple situation where a baby was swabbed
I
just
know a couple
to
of
check out, right? And because the person found out, they was mad. They was mad. They was mad. Now the baby was, but they was mad because I think because they felt like, oh my God, how could
It's
you
a
think
defense
that? But
mechanism.
yeah, right. And then the other side of it was like they had, I can't even say it. Anyway, it was a whole ugly situation. Okay, and honestly, there was some dishonesty going on the other on the one person's on the wife's part.
Right.
There was some dishonesty and some sneaky, those, snooping
Mm.
and going through your shit type stuff. And that's how they found out. And when they found out, they was thinking like, oh my God, he had a baby on me and it's his baby. One whole time, the test was for her baby. So it was like,
Ah.
you know what I'm saying? So it was like an ugly situation because
Right.
she was thinking like,
But then,
oh my
let me
God.
ask you this. Let me ask the viewers this. What if the roles were reversed?
Yeah.
What if the roles
Oh,
were
you
reversed?
know they swabbing.
No,
You
I'm saying,
know they
I mean, but
Because,
y'all need
hold
to
on,
get
though.
flawed. No, y'all need to get
But
flawed.
hold on though, because a woman, I believe, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, a woman can get a DNA test, like while the baby is still inside of her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm just saying, I'm not saying that it has happened. I'm just saying like you viewers, whatever. Like then what is how does one react when a chick like, I don't know, this nigga baby? Because maybe she just got off of that old thing like
Yeah.
a couple months
Yeah.
ago, and she
Yeah.
got with that new thing because it can
Yeah.
happen, and it don't. Let me
Yeah.
say this: it don't mean that she a off the hook chick.
True.
I'm just saying she fell off of that old thing, but
Yeah.
she still was getting that old thing.
But how would you feel? Like the same
As
way
a
we
man,
asking the
like,
women
okay, so
how would they
how would I
feel?
feel?
How would you feel as a man?
As a man, if I jumped in there and then come to find out that even though they're not here, but it was recent, prior to me nonetheless. I don't know. I think that's a conversation that I would want to know before that happened. Like, give me the opportunity to take this on as my own child, and I'm speaking from a mature side. You know what I mean? I'm not.
Okay, I get it.
I'm not trying to go this way or that way. Straight up being mature about the situation.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just letting you know. I know you, but me and is a possibility. All right, I appreciate that. Hey, look, it's been 6 months. You see this bump. You still sticking around. You said, this would do. But all right, I'm just letting you know this is that.
But that's where the excellent communication comes
Absolutely.
into play. And that's why I was going to ask the question, like, how, like, ladies, because we are very emotional, okay? We're very emotional, and we take everything to heart. Everything is like, oh, my God, why would you, it is a, oh, my God. I know I can't go. I know I can't go out here and go to Instagram without a face. So just go ahead. So how would you ladies feel, right? If your man came to you, whether it's your husband, your boyfriend, but y'all are in a relationship, a committed relationship, and he says to you, when the baby is born, you're pregnant, and he says to you when the baby is born, listen, I really want to get a blood test, not because I think that this baby is not mine, but just to give my heart some security in knowing that this baby is mine. Like, no questions asked. Like, how would you feel about that? Because I think because we are so emotional and we be so quick to zap out and get mad.
I don't even think it's a female thing. Not being trusted is a human nature. We don't like it.
I love that
Everybody.
answer. Mm-hmm.
Everybody. Don't nobody like to be not trusted. You
Yeah,
feel me?
that is.
Don't nobody want their word questioned. None of that.
That's true.
You feel me? So.
And that's
Trust
like
is built.
Trust
Okay.
is built, and that's like a huge dagger when you felt when you're in love with somebody and you find out that person doesn't trust you. So that is a question that if that question is if that statement is made, it would be hard because it's like, damn, but you don't trust me 100%. And I think the reality is that because we don't know each other, like nobody, whether you in love, and this is a fact that everybody just need to really accept, whether you're in love with somebody, in a relationship with somebody, whether you have been with them for 10, 20 years, you still do not have 100% of that person. We all have a piece of us that not everybody want to know about.
Mm-hmm.
It's pieces of me that you know that other people don't know. It's pieces of me that he know that other people don't know. It's pieces of me that my daughter know. Like, I'm not, and my daughter probably like, I know my mother. Girl. You know what I'm saying? So I'm only saying that because in a relationship, we act like that shit changes. Because we in love. Because we are connected now sexually, intimacy-wise. Like, oh, that shit changes. Like, no, I should have 100% of you. There should be not 1 ounce a piece of you that I don't know or that you can't be comfortable with telling me. No.
You still have to retain who you are as an individual.
Exactly.
Like, when you jump into that relationship, yeah, we might be in a relationship, but I still have to retain my identity, and I don't want to sway off topic too much, But that's kind of my thing when I see other people who are around me and they're dressing like foreigners. Like, I often tell people all the time, what does a Muslim dress like? Bro, this is what a Muslim dress like.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to wear a long garment or look like I'm from the Middle East or anything like that. Like, that's not the definition of what a Muslim looks like.
Yeah.
There are Muslims
Yeah.
here who are born here in this country, you know. And
This is giving me.
look
Y'all, I
at
feel like,
us.
wait a minute.
So,
Burn it. It's like, God forgive
but
me.
people do that and they have that misunderstanding like, yo, we don't have to lose our identity because we pledge allegiance to a religion, you know what I mean? And it's the same thing when you're in a relationship. Yo, don't lose your identity for me, be who you are.
Exactly.
But if you cannot be who you are and you feel like you're forcing yourself to comply to my way of lifestyle, then you need to check yourself, because no one should ever be willing to give up who they are for something.
Mm-hmm.
What's the saying? If
Or suppress who they are. Because it's not even, sometimes you don't give up who you are, but a lot of times you will suppress who you really are just for the sake of somebody else.
not being able to speak,
Yeah.
not being able to just talk
And
about
that
things,
suppressed don't
yeah.
stay suppressed. So a lot of people, a lot of women, men,
Take your time,
you be
bro.
feeling some type of way when somebody just come home and throw everything around the goddamn room and zap out. You know, like you said, it's a ticking time bomb. Like, no, everything has been suppressed. Like, you home chilling and all of a sudden your mate come in and be like, listen, I'm fucking tired of this. It's because things be suppressed. Like, even if you're suppressing the fact that you like to come in the house and put your feet, this is real small, but this is real. You could want to go in your house every day, put your feet up on the coffee table, but you don't do it because your mate tell you, like, I hate that shit. Like, don't put your feet up on the coffee table. That shit is out of line. But this is what you've been doing your whole life. This is something that you really comfortable doing. But now you suppressing that and you changing that about yourself for your mate, and that shit burning you up. And instead of you telling them, your mate, like, that shit burning me up, you just suppressing that shit every day. Every day. So communication is everything.
Yeah.
But this brings me to the topic at hand. So once you have become pregnant, you told your mate, now you're moving on to parenting together. And
Okay.
parenting together, whether you in love, you in a relationship, you in a marriage, parenting together is not an easy thing, because you both have come from two completely different backgrounds and have been raised
so
differently.
let me, before we continue on, I want to kind of put that in
That's like, no. Yeah, I'm not
baby
gonna
right there.
wish
That's
you.
GG. So I feel like, what does that look like? Like, are we in a relationship? Are we just dating? Like, when you saying having that baby, because you remember it's always different levels.
It is.
Because just sleeping with somebody and they getting pregnant, okay.
Yeah.
So when you ask that question,
are y'all under the same roof or not?
well, you may not be married though too. Because
But if you're in a relationship, so because we're sticking with relationship, right?
okay.
If you're in a relationship, whether you're under the same roof or not, if y'all are in a committed relationship together and you have a baby together, you're parenting together.
Okay,
so this
all right,
is not
let's go with that.
not
Okay.
a baby mama. This is we're in a
All
relationship.
right. Because
you know?
because marriage and dating.
Not us. Calm down.
Marriage and dating is, I mean, one is a paper, one is not. I mean, because if you're
Exactly,
dating somebody, you still in a.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, y'all don't like that, but what
It's
she
just-
said. So
yeah,
go ahead.
but no.
Finish giving you a scenario.
So, you know, I just had that conversation earlier, like being married so many times for myself. Being married again wasn't like for the paperwork part. It wasn't important to me. I wanted to just like solidify my union with somebody that I love and have a nice fairy tale wedding. But the paperwork part wasn't important to me, but the paperwork part was important to her. So I signed on the dotted line. You feel me? But that it doesn't change, because what we were before
It's still.
what we are now. We were living together. We were building a life together. We're still doing the same exact thing. However, things are different for us with bringing kids into a relationship, which we're going to get down to that. But
so that's what I'm saying. So okay, when we tapping into the bringing in children into the
bringing the
relationship,
children. You like, can we
growing-
get to that part?
No. We just
No,
went
no.
off whatever, we good. But I'm just saying, so like, okay, you're
Just set this down with the chemo.
you're doing this, and my question is, okay, the children are older.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So, who makes the decision on, for example,
Who
Do
is the fan?
we cut the boy hair?
Or do we not?
Yeah, or do we not?
Okay, who makes the decision? I feel like you need to make the decision together. But if it's a boy, honestly, and this might be biased, but I just feel like the father should just say, like, okay, this like you should take on the role of being the father and saying, like, okay, this is how we gonna do my son. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Now, of course, that don't mean a mother can't have an input, you know, because I want to input on my son. But at the same time, I'm very, maybe because I never had a man be a man to my kids. Maybe no, it's not that. It's really because I was raised by a man and he was raised by a man and I had men in my family. So I love to let a man be a man. And when it comes to being a man and raising your kids, like that shit is amazing to me. It's beautiful and it's every part of it is delicate. Unless you knocking your kid head off, because that's the part of y'all men that I don't like. Like when, if not all men, but some men are a bit too aggressive.
I'm gonna
But
talk about that too. But go ahead.
outside of that, as long it like a father taking time to teach his son how to do anything is beautiful to me. So when it comes down to making decisions, like even how he dressed, like the father should be the role model. And the mother should want the father to be the role model. If y'all are in a relationship, it should be, I want my son, I actually admire this man. I'm with this man. I made a baby with this man, so I trust this man enough to teach our son how to cut his hair, how to dress, how to carry yourself, how to talk, how to do all of the things that a man is supposed to teach his son how to do. I can give my input, but should I overshadow it, like, and then make it a big thing, even down to religiously. Like religiously, I'm a different, right now y'all see me right there, but I promise you this ain't every day, okay? But I am Muslim, you know. However, I didn't push Islam on my kids because I was Islamically broken, okay? I was religiously broken. I had to get myself together. But when it came to what religion my kids, my father and my brothers made sure that my sons knew. Just the day before yesterday, my father came to the house with a prayer rug at Cameron. Let's pray. Come on out here, and they prayed together. And I took videos and everything because I'm just like, wow, I'm grateful to Allah that Allah blessed me with men to still step up and step in and raise them and let them know Islam, teach them Islam. So I'm a firm believer, like, let a man be a man.
And I want to kind of take it back. The minute a child becomes a possibility, meaning before conception, when you decided me and this person are locked in enough where we're going to have unprotected sex and I'm not worried about if it produces a baby, a conversation needs to be had to make sure that y'all are on the same page with your parenting style.
Yes, that's what I was talking about.
You don't want surprises down the road, or I feel like this, or I feel like that. Get it out the way early if it's possible.
Yeah.
The minute y'all decide to lay down,
had that conversation.
Conversation needs to be had.
Yeah.
Let me know how you feel about this. I'm going to let you know how I feel about that. I want to play this role.
Yes.
I think you should play that one. If it's a girl this, if it's a boy that. And you got to even speak about if this shit go left. After we had this kid, how you feel? How do you see co-parenting if we need to do that? God forbid.
Well, so it's interesting you mentioned that the whole go left thing. I don't think people realize how much of a
this is the most high security device I ever seen before in my
I
life.
got people's information on some of my
I
apps
believe
on
you.
my phone.
I believe you.
So I feel like even with that, people don't take it serious because it is a potential reality. I was having a conversation with one of my guys the other day, and he was telling me, that, sometimes people feel like, okay, if we separate, you want to put all these stipulations on how I can deal with my child.
Yeah.
Around whoever it is I decide to deal with in the future.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, some women out there may feel like it's solid. I don't. I truly believe that, you know, if you and I separate, who my child is around should be on me.
Yeah.
Because when we separated, I didn't call your phone and was like, just to let you know, we still got a child together. I feel like I need to know the ins and the outs of this person and all this other stuff. No, because at the end of the day, regardless of you and I didn't work out, we still trusted enough to have this child.
Right.
So I'm going to trust you enough that if somebody move on, whether it's stepdad, is, step boyfriend, whatever the case may be, that you're not going to bring somebody around my child that's going to do X, Y, and Z. Now, me personally, I'm coming for blood. So I'm not even having the conversation with you, with the new guy mother, with the new guy's sister. I'm not having those conversations. If something happens to my child, I'm coming for blood. We don't have to have that conversation. And if you don't know that about me, then that's very unfortunate for you and that new guy. I don't feel a need that you should have to have that conversation, especially if it's a girl, yo.
I've been the new guy.
Girl.
I've been the new guy, and I've been the guy on the other side. I've been the guy. You feel me? I believe at least a conversation should be had, and it's only because I want you to look into the eyes of the person that you gonna have to deal with if some shit go left with my son or my daughter.
Yeah.
Just know, you feel me? And I've been in situations where I'm with my baby mother dropping off some money. Oh, who at the crib? Oh, my boyfriend at the crib. Oh shit, let me go meet him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, you can't meet him. What you mean I can't meet him?
Yeah.
I start walking to the crib.
I already know. You know I was in the car.
Not even that time.
No.
I start walking to the crib. She like, no, you can't. Da 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 da. I'm like, yo, I need to take a shit anyway. So
I need to go to the let me go
You
anyway.
feel me?
Oh my God. Yes, he did. Yes, he
Now,
did.
mind you,
Yes, he did. Yeah,
She like, no,
happened.
I'm not trying to have this. I'm like, yo, if it's your boyfriend and you feel comfortable enough to leave him at the crib while you come holler at me, then he must be a fixture.
With the kids.
Now, my son wasn't there. My son was in school.
Oh, okay.
So
how are you imposing on taking this shit?
Because I'm not right. I'm not saying this is right. This is just what I did.
Okay, all right.
So, boom. So we walk into the crib. She trying to tell me, like, listen, I don't listen, da-da-da-da-da. So she gets on the phone with 911.
Dang.
I think it's a game. You ain't real. Yeah, Jalal Pinckney, they got on such and such and such and such. I think it's a game. I get into the parking lot. I see the counties pull up. I said, oh, you was not playing. Tone on me and everything. You was not playing. You did all of that so I don't meet this man.
Hold on, Kira. Hold on.
Okay.
So let me ask you this. Do you feel like you was in the right in that situation? I mean, you personally, so like you don't...
Part of it, yes.
Why you said that?
Because I believe that if he around my son, I should be able to meet him. Now, doing it on my time, no. You feel me?
Yeah, to kind of give her on her
I'm
time.
just going to agree to disagree and leave it at that. Like, I'm not going to go back and forth like you're
Right.
entitled to your opinion. That's why we all got different
Right.
opinions here. I'm just going to agree to disagree because I just feel like me personally, I don't care. Like,
To meet the person?
No, I don't.
Oh, because you already said if anything happened, you come and gun home.
Yeah,
But
I mean, like,
sometimes,
that's...
but sometimes
You gotta know what he look
you
like.
gotta not only that, no, not just that you know what he look like, but I think also, see, this is
And I look at it as a
The
deterrent.
kids gotta know.
After you look at me, you might think twice about doing certain things to my baby mother or my son.
Oh, that's true too.
You feel me?
Baby mother.
See, I understand not everybody still feels like the mothers of their children fall under their umbrella of protection. I do.
Okay.
You feel me?
I
Because-
agree to disagree.
Whatever hurts my
Man, you
children
said what
hurts
happened to him?
me, and my children love their mothers. You feel me?
Yeah.
So, and just on that note, you feel me?
Yeah.
Because they don't like me, and her time I don't like them. But my kids love them.
Mm-hmm.
So to protect their feelings, they are still under my umbrella of protection. And if you disrespect them, or not even disrespect, if you harm them,
Mm-hmm.
then I gotta rectify that. And I want you to look into my eyes just to know who you dealing with.
Yeah. I do. I already know why he agreed to disagree, but I really like that because, like, our children, when especially when relationships are broken. Okay, let's just go ahead and skip. We already went. When relationships are broken and you really do have to go separate ways, it's already a horrible situation no matter what. Even if it's all amicable and everything is all peaches and cream, it's still a hard situation, more on the children than anybody. So if the children see, if his child see, dang, this new person that mommy with, my dad came and met, they shook hands, had a conversation, everything looked good, like they cool. My dad know this person. Like, I could be a little more respectful because kids be some disrespectful as kids to the new parent, the new second parent. They will. We think. Yeah. So, but one of the reasons they do is because they be protecting that other parent. They protecting that other parent. Like, oh yeah, I'm not about to be nice to him because my daddy is over here. Or even with women. I'm not about to be nice to this woman when I know my mom is over there crying at home, or my mom is mad, or my mom don't like him. Like, that's one of the things I hate seeing. I absolutely hate. It makes my skin crawl when I see women posting and talking about how, oh, my kids ain't going over that bitch house, and my kids ain't.
I agree with that. I'm sorry. I agree with like that energy. Like it's unnecessary. Like it's unwanted. Like I agree to that.
So how do you calm it?
So, well, I mean, at the end of the day, you're not going to put me in a situation, and I still live my life to this day. If you have a fucking problem with any choice that I make, whether we're in a relationship or not in a relationship, and it kind of coincides with the whole, the new guy thing or whatever, if that's what you want to do, keep that energy. I'm not letting nobody disrupt my peace.
Yeah.
So if you feel like you and I are separated, I can't come get my child and take him, to my house, take her to my house or whatever the case may be, because of how you feel. Therein lies the problem. The problem is not me or who I chose to be with. The problem is you, because you have a problem with it. I'm not saying that you're not in a relationship. I'm not saying that I don't want you to be in a relationship. I'm saying as far as your love and personal life go and who you deal with, is no longer a concern of mine because you and I ain't together. My only concern, once you and I go our separate ways, is my goddamn child. What you do and how you do it is your goddamn business. My focus, my concern is my child. If something happened to my child, then I got a goddamn problem. If something happened to you, then you are no longer, like you said, sometimes we cool, sometimes we not. I don't have to worry about the sometimes shit because you're no longer in the picture. I got my fucking child. And I'm not trying to be funny.
But you got a broken child.
She'll be alright, he'll be alright. No, time heals everything. So whether or not the other parent, shit, I believe so. Shit, the other parent not dead. And because it happens all the time. Like, I didn't experience it on that kind of level, but I've experienced being in a position where I grew up twice. I had a stepfather. And I'm thankful because I have a great relationship with those guys. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and say because the other parent decides to go AWOL or the other parent
not
is
even
no longer...
AWOL. I was talking about like the other parent, like, because when you said if something happens to the other parent and then you don't have to deal with them, there are a lot of children right now that are literally going through a lot of mental health and emotional issues. One of the things that my aunt told me... Hold on, no, let me finish, Big Jolly. A lot of kids, when your mother, whether it's your mother that got killed in a domestic situation or the father, my mother died from cancer. And I die every day with her because of how bad that pain feels. Mm. When I hear about these children whose parents are dying, and they're still kids, I have to ask a lot for forgiveness for me being as upset as I am about my mother not being here, and I'm fucking 40. But a child growing up without their mother or their father, in the reality that they're growing up without their mother or their father because somebody took their mother or their father's life, yeah, you can comfort them. You can love on them. Yeah, they're going to be good financially. You're going to be able to take care of them. Yeah, you can probably provide everything they need. accept the love and the comfort and the physical presence of their mother. That's something that you can't never. So if
Okay.
you could do something to, not saying that you got to be Rambo and show up and be the protector in that way, but I absolutely and I know he got some.
Why are we talking about the mothers though? What about the fathers?
I said mother or father. I said
Well,
mother
you
or
kind
father.
of was putting emphasis on the mother, and I understand
Because
why.
I'm saying mother right now, not for me, but I was responding to what you said. You said if something happens to her, then she'll be good. So that's why I put the emphasis on the mother, but I also made sure I said, because it's important, whether a mother is killed or a father is killed in domestic violence, that's a pain that a child could possibly never get over.
But the thing is, the difference is, you know. So I grew up. We all grew up in a lot of similar ways. I had a lot of fucking father figures. A lot.
Shout out to the bros.
Now, yeah, big shout out to a lot of these brothers who are doing what they're supposed to be doing in the community. But as far as the mother status is concerned, that is irreplaceable. Even in Islam, we believe, you know, like, you don't lie to great remember the great the mother. My thing is this: as a child, because we're speaking about parenthood, we're speaking about children. As a child, yo, is nothing in me that would break that for a child or believe that that cannot be healed as a child. Because again, I'm speaking from my own experience. Now, while my father, he's still alive and breathing, you know, he had his few times when he had his unfortunate vacations. And again, the reason why I spoke about the brothers in the community is because they became those father figures. The reason why I speak on, you know, the stepfathers and stuff like that is because, yo, you got some silent men who come into these men and these young women's lives and they be solid. But growing up, after that has been taken away from you, the reason why I say I think I'll be okay with that is because of the simple fact that this child has to now develop this, understand this, whether this child is 5, 6, 7, whatever the case may be. As time goes on, it's happened all the time. Children go, you went through the shit, dealing with it right now yourself, with your children who came into your life. But while they were not as old as you when the Most High decided to take your mother, they were still children when they came into your life. And you told me out your own mouth that those children who came into your life, they view you now as a mother. Mother Day come around, they do this. Their own biological mother.
None of their mothers died. All of their mothers abandoned
shit, they might
them.
be dead to them. And
Yeah,
see,
and
what's
they-
the difference?
It's a whole different issue.
That's what I'm saying. That's a whole nother, because
That's a whole different
even one of my children whose mother not only abandoned them but literally scrutinized them, like disrespected them, like went above and beyond to see them fail. I mean, so far, like even going to school and still playing their card and unenrolling them, so that and then texting them like you gonna get locked up because you trespassing. The whole time they got locked up. Like, it was bad for this particular child, right?
Mm-hmm.
This child still would sit in my lap and cry for their mother. This child still, she recorded, because I'm doing, you know, the Voice of Children Suffering in Silence.
Oh, yeah, you
She
better remind me about
recorded,
this,
she recorded the first episode of all my children. She was the first to come sit in the seat and talk. And she said nothing disrespectful about her mother. And her mother still, to this day, her mother just had her beat up. Like, her mother is a sick individual who really Allah will deal with. Yeah, but... You know, but I'm just telling this story, telling her story, because you speak of my children, and I agree, you know, yeah, they're okay because I'm taking care of them. I make sure I cross T's and dot I's. I not only am loving on them, but I'm going to love them through absolutely everything. I'm going to be everything I can be for them, to them, and around them, all that. However, I could never replace her mother. And when she sat in that seat and was speaking like she still would like a relationship with her mother after all that I'm not, now I did used to be offended, I'm not gonna lie. Like, one of my early on babies, she graduated from high school and we all pumped she graduating. Okay, she called her mother and gets her mother and her brother and the husband a ticket to her graduation and don't have enough tickets for me to go. Now, what the, like, I wanted to, like, I was so broken behind that, but that was a lot preparing me and allowing me to understand, like, a mother is a mother no matter what. Like, that's that child's mother. That child's mother didn't die. That child's mother didn't do nothing. That child's mother did a lot of way worse stuff to her than this other one. Like, all of the mothers, unfortunately, to the children that I've taken in, have been some very horrible mothers. However, they still cry for their mothers. Like, they still, even working in DSS, I work with children in group homes and foster care. These kids still cry for their mothers. There's nothing like a parent that is still living. Now, as far as even raising children, my other children whose parent lives in the same city as them and didn't raise them, that's a different pain. Because that parent is there. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I had to, and this is facts, right? And you know, Allah knows everything, so I don't mind saying this out loud. And I ask Allah to forgive me. But I used to say, like, how is it the murder rate is so high and he ain't on the number board? Because why is he allowed to be out here living and not taking care of his responsibilities and causing heartbreak to my children? Like, if he wasn't here, then maybe they wouldn't be as sad. I had to ask Allah to forgive me. I had to ask Allah to forgive me, and I also had to make peace with the fact that Allah allowed that for a reason. He allowed for him not to be in their life for a reason. But if he was to die, it would be a whole different ball game. They're hurting right now because he's alive and he's breathing and he's not there. If he dies, that's going to be another type of pain. That's going to be another type of hurt that they have to deal with. Because now, the person that wasn't there, they don't have closure. They don't have anything because they don't have that person. So I don't want to wish death upon him. I had to stop wishing that. And it wasn't that I was wishing death upon him, but I was making that statement honestly. And that was wrong because that is manifesting something bad. So I had to ask Allah to forgive me and stop wishing death upon him, because if something happens to him, it's going to happen to me, because it's going to happen to my kids.
But you don't think, okay, so with all this help out here that we got, and, you know, sticking, you know, going back there with the parenthood, I'm just gonna once again have to stick to that opinion that, you know,
You entitled though. I'm not mad at your opinion.
I'm not, you know,
I'm not mad at it. I was stepping in with the advocacy and the counseling and all that.
But I ain't trying to hear that shit. Nah, we done, motherfucker. Like, it ain't a whole lot to that. Once we're done,
he knock your head off, he knock your head off.
We're done. That's
okay,
going to be on you, because see, the thing is, like, I know somebody else that's going through a situation, and it's like, okay, you and I split, right? We done. It's over with. Okay, look, because our child does daycare currently, and daycare is $400 or $500, and you know we agreed that you will pay this dollar amount in support fees, whatever the case. We ain't taking this to the courts, whatever. Let's do an equal split.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do you mean an equal split? Well, you know, because the child is in daycare, you're not breastfeeding or whatever the case may be, and the child is 2 or 3 years old. Let's do this. You get the child on Monday and Tuesday, and then we rotate Friday and Saturday, which means every Wednesday and Thursday I got the child, and then we rotate some weekends.
Mm-hmm.
That's a nice split. But some people not going to agree to that because, well, when you have the child on these days, where is she going to be at?
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Well, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It really doesn't matter. And even with that equal split, the real question is, why do I have to give you income? Typically, that's how it's worked. Nobody bitching and complaining about the income exchange. But realistically, if we're technically splitting the child time, why is it that I'm required to break you off with those fiddles? For what? You got a child on Monday and Tuesday. I got a child on Wednesday and Thursday. Every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday we rotate. Why I can have some scratch?
Yeah, that's a big question.
Yeah. That's taking it back to that. That's taking it back to that child support show.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But we're not gonna get to that. But I'm just saying, like, that doesn't make sense. But it oftentimes happens. Now, when we, you know, meanwhile back to the ranch, and we take it back there and we look at the whole parenting situation, and you say, okay, well, if it's a boy, then this is that and the third, right? I agree with that. I'll take my personal experience. My son, for example. I always would pay for my son's haircut, even when I couldn't take him to the barbershop. I go to the same barbershop I've been going for 20 years, just ain't go to there.
How could you not? No, I'm not saying how could you not go
Oh.
there. I'm talking about how could you not go there for 20 years, boy.
Right.
Okay.
So I was sending my son there. When my son got about 14, 15 years old, he told me straight up that, you know, he was going to try to grow his hair out or whatever case. He was going to cruddy and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I personally disagree with those hairstyles.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that because I just think that that's not becoming of a man, and I'm not knocking our culture that we created here in this country. The problem, or anywhere else, excuse me, for that matter, the problem is I grew up old school in a young school situation. And when I grew up, my grandfather and the old fellas used to always tell me, man, keep his hair cut.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you going with the bald head, you going with the shade, you going with the tape, whatever case, man, always keep his hair cut. That is one principle when it comes to grooming that stuck to me forever. When I got out the hospital 15 years ago and I had my accident, I had got picked up from the, it's actually probably been about 20 actually, I'm thinking about 20, yeah, about 21 years now. I went out of the rehab center. At night, I got picked up. And I was in the hospital for 2 weeks, in the rehab for 2 weeks. When the fuck I got picked up, you know the first place I went? I lied to you not.
Where?
To the motherfucking barbershop. Like, I lied to you not. Still in the Lord, clothes that they gave me there, all that. I lied to you not. Because that was something that was so instilled in me. Like, bro, this is what you should do. Always. So unless I'm not in work shoes, then I'm paying attention to that. So when you're talking about dealing with boys, yeah, I'm gonna be all for that. Now, like I was saying with my son, when he wanted to get I'm like, I ain't paying for it. Your mother can pay for it. I'm not paying for that. If I'm paying for it, you won't get what I want.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm trying to show you something. Now, I'm thankful he turned into a very, dapper young man or whatever. But the point is, yes, I agree. The style, to this, to this, to that. Now, when you look at the females, I don't know nothing about that. Even most recently, I had a scare with my child, about to be 9 years old, got a call from the school. I'm in a meeting. I'm trying to reach her mother, trying to reach the grandmother. Nobody answering the goddamn phone. I'm in this mother. And he like, yo, you good, bro? I'm like, man, they just called me telling my daughter she having stomach pains. I don't know what to do. Should I go to Walmart and buy all this shit? Like, I'm in the office flipping out. And I'm calling her. And when I got there, alhamdulillah, it wasn't that.
Alhamdulillah, okay.
I was in that motherfucker. But see, that's when the women come in and take over.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with that situation. I probably could have YouTubed or something, but I probably was about to walk out of
And that's why
Walmart
them
with like
babies need
200.
their mothers. And that's why them babies need their mothers.
But if she's not there, I do have enough women around me.
God
You
love
could have
mercy.
reached out to you, could have reached out to the system. I got enough women around, but I'm saying, I get that. This is where, when we're co-parenting, I only got but so much leeway because it's a female. I don't know what the, you know what I mean, the stuff, when she need the training joints, and do she
That's
trim,
why
do she
co-parenting
shave?
has to be
communication.
good because if co-parenting is not good, it's just a really toxic situation that the child is the one that reaps the benefits of.
Seeing as how it takes a village, right?
Yeah.
When y'all, God forbid, if y'all separate and they get new people,
Come down.
that person is now part of the village.
Hello. Goodbye.
So communication between everybody in the village is necessary.
Smiley. I'm sorry, y'all keep talking. I just really need to smile.
Okay, so then
Listen, I'm
get
parenting.
off the show. Go ahead. Do what you got to do.
Did y'all see what just happened? I'm leaving, but not because he said leave, y'all.
Bye.
It's not because he said leave.
Bye.
I just want to make that clear. He didn't
Bye.
tell me
I'm
what
about
to
to get
do.
on there.
He didn't tell me what to do.
I'm about to get
He
in that
didn't.
seat.
He didn't tell me what to do.
But communication.
Turn
is
your mic
key
off.
with everybody in the village. You feel me? And the reason why I like to lay eyes on people that's gonna be in the village, whether I like it or not, you feel me? Because it takes a village. You feel me? So if you're gonna be in the village, I need to know, just like you need to know, just like I've been the new guy dealing with the mother of the children
Mm-hmm.
and had to have conversations with the father of the children. I ain't got no problem with it. We can go shoot however you want to do it, but know who I am. You feel me? So you know who was around your kid, and I feel the same way. Like,
But see, that's the thing though. Like, I just like that is how many children you got in my head?
two.
Two. They are both over 18 or
Yeah, both of them 24 and 19.
All right. So during that time, you didn't feel like that was something like you felt like that was something like you had to know.
I've always felt like it was good to to lay eyes on the people that they deal with.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to be, not everybody, because there's certain levels to
Yeah.
dealing with shit. But if you taking this person serious, you feel me? I always felt it important to meet that person
Well, why do you feel like that's going to change anything?
because of who I am, and it might not change anything.
Mm.
But look into the eyes of the person that you're gonna have to deal with. That's my son, or that's my daughter.
Mm.
You feel me? So look into the eyes of the person you're gonna have to deal with. And now I know what you look like.
But do you feel like you got to deal with them?
What you mean?
So like, do you feel like you have to deal with that person, or you just stick? You're saying that because of the stance that you take, like we good until you do something to the children on my behalf.
Right.
Is that why you saying that?
No, because I'm always speaking in an ideal situation. You feel me? The ideal situation is that if you dealing with one of the mothers of my children, right, and it gets serious, I can't call you like, yo, it's such and such. Shorty answer the phone, yo, I'm calling you. I'm ready to pick up. I'm ready to drop off.
I mean, but you don't feel like you can coordinate that strictly with your BM or
There's been times where as though me and my ex ain't on the same page. Let me call her nigga. Like, yo, I'm about to go, shorty tripping. I'm about to come do X, Y, and Z. Meet me at the door, yo.
He always needs
I
somebody
mean-
to oh.
And this is, I'm speaking from an ideal situation.
Got you.
You feel me?
But I just feel like in that instance, it's like, okay, so okay, all right, so I get what you're saying. So if if you're taking that stance, then whoever you get with, why you just don't let them deal with them?
If that was the case, I was with somebody significant, then they could. You feel me?
I mean, just like because I think part of it is slam, right? Part. Where yeah, just like where you know what the women deal with each other, because in some situations you do got niggas who act goofy. You know what I mean? I'm on the phone with a dude one time. He running off at his mouth, and then he started talking himself. I guess he called himself crack and slip on me, and I told him straight up. I said, bro, tell me where you're at right now. Just tell me where you at, and I can pull up and we can have this conversation in person. Since you feel like, you know, someone is egging me on or whatever. And his response was simply, we supposed to be Muslims. And I'm like, okay, so to stop talking to me like I'm a joke.
Yeah.
But so now,
And don't use that when it's good for you. Don't use that.
you feel me? So I feel like I'm just saying like, so it's kind of like, why? Okay, let them two talk. We don't have nothing to talk about. As long as I'm just saying, like, again, I'm not taking nothing away from you, bro. Well, look, I'm just saying, like, I just feel like if y'all two can communicate and it ain't no disrespect. Now you come back to me one too many times, I might be tempted to be like, yo, I might just call this nigga. But if y'all two can talk, go ahead and talk. Like, I don't want to get in that shit. That's still, because at the end of the day, y'all still got to raise those children. I ain't got shit to do with them children, because them children ain't my responsibility. Those are y'all children. So y'all two should have that conversation.
Yeah.
Dude, you want to meet me? Okay, hey, how you doing? Other than that, I'm not really... Because the
But
whole
I
shit
think
in the
that's
house
why-
out,
I
that was a
think
little
that's-
extreme out. That
but-
was real extreme out.
No, it
You
was,
already
that
said
was, that
that.
was. But I also believe like there's a lot parenting together,
Mhm.
like that village, okay? Because y'all know I got rebuilding the village outreach center. But the village, it contains your aunties, your uncles, your neighbors, the people down the street, everybody. So if you are in a relationship with somebody and that relationship don't work and they get with somebody else, then now we building another village. We building a village. This person is now a part of the village.
Yep.
They are a part of raising my child with me, with
Yep.
this person, whether I like it or not. If my ex-husband got in a relationship with a girl, which he did, as a matter of fact, he clearly, but you know, he got in a relationship, and when he did get my children, first thing, like I never even got introduced to the woman, but.
You feel like you should have?
Of course, if my children are going to that person's house, you know
Mhm.
why? You know why? Because let me tell you now, my children are grown, and my children have stories now about how they were treated while they were there. So sometimes, like he said, sometimes you got to show up to show presence. Now, I'm not saying that she ever mistreated them, but did she treat them 100% good? No. Things that they tell me now, like, makes me wish that I said, okay, let me have a conversation with her. But I was acting like you. And I was like, I don't even need to meet her. Like, I don't really need to say nothing to her. My relationship
But
was with
how
him.
is that going
It
to
is what it
change
is.
anything, even if you would have had that conversation?
Because you know what? I
it-
think there's a respect thing.
Yep.
Like, honestly, I feel like, because let me tell you something. After I met her, and this is not, like, this real shit. After I met her, me and her had a conversation. My kids went over there one last time. Let me tell you something. Immediately, when something went out of line, I don't know. She called me and they called me. You know what I'm saying? And my kids have never been back over there. That could have been. You know what I'm saying? But I respected her even without knowing her. One time, my daughter was having a mental health crisis in reference to her father, and because her father wouldn't answer the phone, I ended up reaching out to her. She showed up. He didn't. He was like, oh, she want to kill herself, let her kill herself. But she showed up. So I had nothing but respect for this woman. But that's what I mean by the village. It's unfortunate. Even other times, he don't show up. She show up. Like, even when it come down to like, oh, is Tiani and them okay? Like, she asking. I ain't never heard him say, are they okay? You know what I'm saying? So that's because we are all a part of the village. And she was a part of the village. And I respected that. I didn't have no problem with this woman, and I didn't feel the need to be introduced to her in the beginning. No, I didn't. But that's because I was like, what do I need to know? Until, like, now that my children tell me certain things, I'm like, damn, maybe I should have had a conversation with her. Like, even to say something, and this not talking about my kids, but some kids have issues, right? When my child come to your house, now the father don't know all the issues because he don't have them 100% of the time. And you can have a mother that don't have her kids 100% of the time. So she may not know this child has certain issues, certain things. This child might wake up 1 o'clock in the morning every single night asking for water. Like, and that's something slight. But that child really need water because that child has a thirst problem, and that child, like, this is real shit. Some children
I
have
understand
conditions.
how mental health is, man.
So,
You're not
If
the only
I
one
don't-
worked in the mental health field.
no, I'm not even talking about mental health. I'm
No, 'cause
saying, like,
that is a mental. That's a
it can be a
disability.
mental health, but you know there is also a thirst disorder where some
Yeah.
people have to have
Some people
water.
don't bathe,
Like,
some people
yeah.
brush their teeth, yeah,
So I'm just saying. So yeah, but the mental health part as well. But any little thing that this person may not know, my ex-husband wouldn't know. So I should have taken the time to have a conversation with, like, since he didn't want to conversate with me because he didn't. Then maybe I should have pushed the envelope a little bit so that I could have a conversation with the woman that he was with, so that she would know when my child come over there, if my child does something, this particular thing, please don't get mad at my child.
when
Please
you
don't
jump in a
disrespect my child. Like,
relationship, when you jump
just
in a
to let you know how to
relationship,
deal
are
with my
you-
child.
Are you pushing for your peoples to meet him?
If I jump in a relationship, am I pushing
Your peoples, whoever
Uh-huh.
you're dealing with,
to meet?
to meet your ex.
If you gotta
Well,
push
if
it,
I
then
had a
that's-
good ex,
yeah.
absolutely. If I had a good ex, absolutely. I'm just being real honest. Like we talked the other week. Well, I think that was just Jay here about when my daughter, one of my daughter's father came home from jail. He came home from jail, and immediately, like we was dealing with a situation. My daughter wasn't going to school. She was acting out, and he came in the house. But as we were when he came in the house, I was already on FaceTime with my wife now. She was my girlfriend then, but I was on FaceTime with her. Now he just came home from jail. Me and her been together for a couple of months. She been coming to the house. She's been stepping in. You feel me? So she's on FaceTime when he pulls up. He comes to my room. We talking about. So he noticed she on the
To your
phone.
room?
Yeah, because my room is right when you come down the steps. So
See, I don't get all that motherfucking
yeah,
personal.
but
Like, don't come to my house.
I'm very personal.
No, I'm
Yeah.
not making fun. I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
see, so I think the misunderstanding here, I'm going to let you finish, but I
Yeah,
think the misunderstanding here, folks, is barriers.
barrier is
Your
very
barrier,
important.
your barrier is different from my barrier.
And my barrier that day, I should have handled things differently. One, you're right. Like I've always he know. I mean, he come home from jail like every couple of years, so he know when he come home. You know, my house is it's just him. But he knows like I'm not gonna be like, oh no, stop at the door. Like
Yeah.
first of all, I'm never in a relationship. I hadn't been in a relationship in like 15 years, so he wasn't even used to that. But because I am in a relationship now, I should have said when he came down, I should have said, oh wait a minute, let's walk to the living room like so we could talk or something like that. Maybe there's a lot of things that I could have done differently.
Mm-hmm.
However, at the time, because of the comfortability, my girlfriend's on the phone. We FaceTime, but I set the phone down and I start talking to him, and he like, you know, what's going on with Kamani? So I start telling, oh damn, my bad, daughter. I love you so much. Mwah, I'm sorry. Anyway,
Love you, Pooh.
oh, he gonna put in his brownie points. He gonna say it wasn't me.
I'm scoring. Plug the scoreboard.
But you know, like what's going on with her or whatever, and we having a general conversation about what's going on. Out the corner of his eye, he was like, "Who is that?" I said, "Oh, I'm so glad you asked. Like, this is such and such. Like, I want y'all to meet." You know, I was like, "She on the phone right now, so it's kind of weird." He was like, "No, fuck that. Like, hang the phone up on her. How the fuck you discussing my daughter with her on the phone?" Like, he went ham. Mind you, this man has never disrespected me in all the time I ever known him. Never called me out of my name. Never raised his voice at me. Nothing. Never. So that hit a nerve that I didn't even understand because I was just like, wait a minute, who the fuck you talking to? First of all, like it was so bad. We were like the kids was pulling us apart. We was about to fight. It was so bad, and it was all over me introducing him. But I was like, oh, let me introduce you. Happy go lucky, like because she been here. You know what I'm saying? Like, and she already knew everything that was going on at the time with my daughter. So he's coming in to get included in. But he didn't want to be included in. He didn't want her having nothing to do with it. He didn't want to be introduced. I mean, it took about a year for him to finally like buckle down and realize like, yeah, there is no me without her. There is no communicating without communicating properly. And then, you know, we got to sit down at the table and then he couldn't do nothing but
You don't
respect
think that's
it.
a form of oppression?
On who part?
On his.
He being oppressed or he doing the oppressing?
He's being oppressed.
Oh shit. How?
How?
Because you're forcing him to accept the communication with his child, mother, with her wife.
No. This
Or
is
maybe
the-
I misunderstand.
You missed it. He don't have to communicate with my wife about his child. However, he do have to respect her. And he also has to, when he comes to my house, he has to understand he's coming to our house. So you're not going to come in here and carry any type of disrespect from the way you walk to the way you talk to the way your eyes look when you walk in my house. And that was something that was different for him and it was intimidating for him because see, before her, the only man he ever saw me with was a little boy that didn't even know how to stand up all the way straight to another man. So he didn't know like oh, now this is somebody that's not bucking down. You feel me? This is somebody
But
that's
when
not
you say come
bending.
to the house and talk,
And be respectful?
like, so explain.
I've done it.
Yeah, you can't
Wisdom.
walk in here and be disrespectful.
My girl came to me. Oh, so and so father about to come over. We all three sat in the living room. And talked.
Period.
Really?
Yeah.
And listen, let me tell you how God
But you need a
humbled.
long time.
Let me tell you how God humbled him.
Dog.
Let me tell you, because I feel where you're coming from, right? But let me tell you how God humbled him. So if he felt oppressed, then let me tell you how God humbled him to let him know, like, this is how you should, this is why you should respect her. Because when he couldn't do that, he decided, you know what, fuck both of y'all, I'm taking my daughter. And she gonna live with me. Then it was, well, fuck it, y'all have to take her out, she can't live with me. When it was the fuck it, I can't take her, she can't live with me conversation, he humbly, you think I could come down, you know, and have a conversation with you, you know what I'm saying, and your peoples? Absolutely, the door is open. We not holding no hostility, because now you trying to figure out how to deal with your daughter, how to deal with this situation. So now you gotta sit. Now you want to sit down with us because it was an ugly situation.
Mm-hmm.
When he tried to when he tried to, I guess, feel oppressed and feel like I don't know who the fuck they think they is, and I'm going to do what I want. I guess that was what it was. But in all, this is not a showdown. We're not in a boxing ring when it comes to this co-parenting. When it comes to the word parenting, period, it should be like people talk about soft parenting, right? And I'm just using that word, not the terminology. The word soft parenting, right?
I don't like the terminology.
I don't like the terminology
It's-
either, but I'm just using the word soft, right now for
I got a
this.
new term.
So when it comes to parenting, to me everything should be a soft thought, feeling, anything, because you are responsible for somebody else's life,
Mm-hmm.
how they are molded, how they grow. The reason we are the way we are is because of how our parents parented us. We are, and Stan,
Stan,
he just left. He just left. Okay, he just gave me a bag of medicine because I'm in the hospital. So I got to do what he said. But we are the way we are because of our parents, the way they parented us. So we have to be, to me, better. And not saying our parents didn't give us 100%, but we should be aiming to be better. And if we're aiming to be better, then everything should be looked at like, okay, like gently, not like we getting in the boxing ring. If we split up, it shouldn't even be I don't even want to meet him, I don't even need to meet him, I don't even need her to meet me, she don't need. No, it should be, yeah, we about to do this together because we're all doing it together. You go to meet you go to meet your child's doctor. You go to meet your child's teacher. You go to meet if your child is going to karate class and you dropping your child off for karate class, you going in there to meet the instructor. If your child is in dance, you meeting the instructor, and your child is only there for a couple hours to do whatever they're doing. If your child has another adult in their life that lives in a household where they'll be sleeping, eating, and living, then you should absolutely want to meet that other adult to make sure that everything is good. Not to say that y'all gotta be friends. Not to say that y'all gotta be cool. Y'all don't gotta be like, oh yeah, your middle name is such and such. No, it's just okay, nice to meet you, because the same way you want to make sure your child is being taught by somebody at school and make sure they're being taken care of by somebody the right way at daycare or at the doctor's office. Yeah, let me make sure that when my child is gone from Friday to Sunday and they're in a household with this other adult, let me make sure that other adult is safe, because another thing that is happening right now just happened. I just literally before this show got a phone call from a friend whose family member, I be trying to watch what I say sometimes because y'all, I swear I ain't telling you, but a family member just killed her kids. Like, just killed the kids. Now, they in a relationship, like, they just killed all the kids in the household. Then I literally, and I'm going to share it tonight in this comments, I literally just read a story where a woman survived, her husband killed all of her children. 4 children, killed all of her children and tried to kill her. He slit her throat, but she lived. So she had to go to court and testify on behalf of her children who all are dead. None of them were his children. So this man just zapped and killed somebody else's kids. So you don't want to meet him, he may be thinking, oh, okay, he don't want me. Like, you don't know how, and I'm a big on energy. That's another reason I like to meet people, because I'm big on energy. I need to see what your energy is like. I need to see what your eyes look like. I need to have a conversation with you so I can kind of know what your intentions are and know like what's really going on. So I just feel like for that. But let's go ahead to this last part. Okay, the co-parenting. How? Because I know you have taken on a nice amount of babies, and I know you stepped in. I mean, you just shouted out Pooh, okay? You stepped in as well. And when in a relationship, when you go into a relationship with somebody that has children, I personally haven't. So I would love to hear from y'all view, because right now I'm married to a woman who came into this relationship with no kids, but I got a whole army of kids. So I would love to hear the other side of the spectrum.
Well, it's definitely a touchy situation. It's definitely a complex situation. And my biggest thing was treating your children like they were mine, but you can't all the way. Meaning, I discipline my kids.
Mm-hmm.
I don't discipline other people's kids.
Okay.
You feel me? That was one thing I had to really put some thought into when I got my kid now around their brothers and sisters who I don't discipline. How do I discipline them when I don't discipline their brothers and sisters?
At all? Do you mean like don't discipline them physically, or
Physically,
at
I mean
all?
like
But yeah, but you can still discipline without. Come on, stop parents. Like,
You feel me? And mind you,
now I'm used.
I can count on one hand the amount of times I've had to physically discipline my children. That's both of them together.
Mm-hmm.
But that's still an issue. You feel me?
Yeah.
And it goes back to ideology, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you want this parenting to go? You feel me? Because I've come in situations where as though I've seen a kid got with the mother and not really wanted that kid to rub off on mine.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So how do I
Yeah.
navigate this without? Because I don't want to alienate the kid, because I don't want to eliminate the possibility of me being able to help the kid.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna let you contaminate mine.
So how do you communicate that with the other, with your
Now, hopefully,
person that you're in a relationship with?
you have a good partner who can handle you saying what needs to be improved with their children, because not everybody can handle that.
Right.
You feel me? Some people get defensive. What
Yeah.
you mean? Da 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 da.
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all was just fist fighting in the kitchen, and but
Yeah.
you feel me? So you gotta know your partner.
Yeah.
You feel me? And this leads me back to the communication thing, because hopefully these are things that you have addressed beforehand
Yeah.
and not when the situation presents itself. But if you're dealing with it as it presents itself, it's going to take some patience and a lot of teamwork.
Yeah. Teamwork is everything.
A lot of teamwork.
Yes.
And a lot of times.
So how do you stay on? I don't mean to cut you off, but how do you stay a team and keep that teamwork going in a situation where you're telling somebody about their child without offending them?
I let them talk, because people vent.
Mm-hmm.
So when they vent is a perfect time to be like, okay, I'm here for you. I'm listening. Now, how can we nip that in the bud, and we don't want that example being set for the rest of the children.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody should agree with, oh yeah, we can't have that. And a lot of times, it's a difference if it's a female child and a male child too.
Oh, absolutely.
If it's a female, anytime it's a female child, I try to let the woman take lead.
Yeah.
And just back her play.
Okay.
You feel me?
Smart.
Because I've picked one who I agree with the play, because we discussed the playbook before we lay down.
Okay.
So we know the play, so I can back her play.
Okay.
You feel me? Whereas I don't come across as heavy-handed or whatever. It's her play.
Okay.
With the boys, hopefully she respects my play and lets me take lead on that situation.
Yeah.
I believe that's how it should go. So it's a difference there in the dynamics of males and females, but it's going to take teamwork. If y'all ain't on the same page,
Mm-hmm.
y'all can't y'all can't come at the problem from two different fronts.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Good cop and bad cop don't work with every situation.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool when you just
So you kind of jump straight to like when it's a issue, I'm gonna say,
Okay.
with the kid, right? But coming into the relationship, just genuinely, just your entrance into the relationship with kids. That's kind of what. How do you navigate that? Like coming into that, like that first beginning. You know, this woman has 4 kids, and you have your kids, but you know she has 4 kids that are living with her, and now you have to go. Are you coming in? Because coming in with the straight discipline is all absolutely not going to work.
No.
So how are you coming in the door? Like, how are you navigating that?
Well, me personally, I try to lead with winning them over, because you're not going to listen to me if you don't rock with me.
Right, so winning them over by like having opening communication doors with
Right.
them, having that one-on-one with them.
When you're the new guy, I tend to play the good cop.
Okay.
You feel me? Because these are her children, so she's used to being the disciplinarian.
We so black. Listen, in the black community, I swear, y'all. I swear, and I'm just saying this right because I believe it. If this we were all Caucasian right now, this conversation would be so different. Be like, what do you mean? I took him out, had a date, you know? Cause this is why I asked, because my first thought is like coming in the door, like you have to build a relationship. So
Facts.
how are you building a relationship? Like what tactics are you using? What are your techniques? Even saying good cop, that's why I say we so black, because we know coming in the door, like especially a woman that got a lot of kids, she'd be like, sit your ass down, Sean, sit down, and then you coming in, you ain't coming in. Normally a single mother, I mean, back in the day, you weren't coming in and not having chaos. You was coming into a little chaos. So I guess you had to adapt. But if it wasn't chaos, building that relationship, especially, I can't wait to hear Jolly's view, because he has a lot of, I don't even know, you don't have a stepson, you have stepdaughters, right? Oh, you got a stepson? Okay. Oh, okay. What do you got? Okay. So yeah, but how are you navigating? I mean, what tactics are you using to?
A good one coming through the door is to find out what the kid likes.
Okay.
You feel me?
Okay. Yeah.
Find out what the kid like, and that's your way in. Whether it be video games, discuss the video game.
Discuss that.
If it's sports, discuss the sport.
So he didn't mean find out what the kid likes and buy it. He meant find out what the kid likes and then start communicating about that. That way you build a relationship.
You build a bond built on, and it's not like, okay, you don't go to the kid like, yo, I'm gonna be here for a minute, fucking your mother, so we need to get cool. Nah, like
absolutely not.
So yeah, you build a bond, hopefully built around something that the kid like. Hopefully you like it as well, so you'll be knowledgeable of the subject.
Right. Okay.
You feel me?
Okay. And is it intimidating because we've talked this whole show about being the other parent? I mean, how we deal with the other parent. Is it intimidating when you go into a relationship with a woman, or not even going to a relationship? Let's say you meet a woman that has children that has another parent. Is it more intimidating to pursue that woman that has children and has another active parent in their life, or a woman that has children and has no other parent?
It depends on who you are and who she is, because as far as like jealousy goes and insecurities, you don't want them to have that. That goes against them having a good relationship.
Right.
You feel me? Like, yeah, like if the better their relationship is, the more it might trigger some of your insecurities.
The relationship between the child and their parent?
No, between the two parents.
Oh,
You speaking on the relationship?
No, the children, yeah.
Oh, the child
yeah.
and the non-custodial parent.
Yeah, because when you go in the door, like if you go in the door with a woman that has children with somebody that's present, another parent that's present, then to me, in my silly mind, I'm thinking, okay, we got a village. But if we're going into a relationship with a woman that don't have another parent that has children, then it's like, okay, I'm just gonna step in and be daddy.
Right. The more present the non-custodial parent, the more I fall back.
Okay.
I have to do less if
If he doing okay.
If he's
and
doing
you just okay.
You feel me?
Okay. Jolly, stop being quiet. What is it? Come on. I know you got something.
It's halftime. Anyway, I was listening though.
Okay.
It been
Which
halftime.
is it? Which is it though?
So
With no
so
kids.
to the first one, to the first part of that, let me say this. If I could have never ever done it in my life, I would have never ever done it in my life.
Been a second parent or what?
Yeah. It's not that from even, and I'll touch into my personal experience. It's not that it's complicated to come in the door and implement certain things. What I realized, I actually have two therapists now for two different reasons, but that's neither here nor there. But what I realized is that sometimes when you're trying to correct somebody, it comes off to an attack to them because they're unhealed. They have a lot of unhealed issues.
Okay.
So when you come in as a door as a step parent, oftentimes you're trying to guide people into doing things that's better overall. It's not about what you're used to doing, because sometimes you can sit here and say, okay, well, can you change the jack? I mean, can you change the tire on the car with the jack that come with the car? We all know you can, but we also know them damn scissor jacks are a motherfucker. So here, take this $40, go to Walmart, go to whatever, get yourself a floor jack. It'll be much easier to jack up the car. I'm using that as an example, obviously.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing within the house. I'm not saying what you're doing is totally wrong, but you're doing something that's easy. You're making it harder on yourself. But people take that as an attack when you're trying to tell them what to do. And then it comes the issue of, well, what the fuck, if you didn't want me to tell you what to do, why the hell are we living together? We can be in a relationship and you can live here and not gonna live here, and that way I
That's
don't
why
have to deal with that shit.
I let them ask me, like, well, what do you think I should? That's when I try to.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So then, because I heard you say, well, you don't want to come in necessarily and be, and I get that, but sometimes people need that, because sometimes we can lose ourselves in ourselves because we're trying to be our children friend as opposed to be trying to be our children parent. Do I want a relationship where my child can come to me and talk to me about anything? Yes. I don't want my child to feel like I'm their peer. And even right now, even though I had a distance relationship with my son as he was, growing up, whatever, I still was there. And guess what? At almost 21 years old, my son, I honestly, when I have a call, and he's a young man, when I talk to my son, I don't check my son. You know what he do? He checks his own damn self, because he's reminded of who he's talking to. That's the understanding that I had. That's the understanding that I had with Stan. That's the understanding that I had with my mother. That's the understanding that I had with your mother. When I'm having that conversation, if I say something like, oh, you know what, I apologize, or hey, you know what, maybe I shouldn't have said that. We have to be mindful that this is the proper way. Now, you mentioned the term soft parenting. A lot of parents nowadays are under this understanding where, as though my child is mature enough to know this, my child can do this, my child can do this. Because it's my business to protect, I get wrapped up in my mind. Like, shit, maybe that child shouldn't be doing that. I don't think that's a good idea, because people always say, even when dealing with firearms, oh, you need to, because what happened if you accidentally shoot somebody? Motherfucker, well, then you should be trained, and you shouldn't accidentally shoot somebody if you're carrying a gun. Prepare yourself, educate yourself. Stop keep thinking that you can't be told that you're doing wrong. So going back to that, I would say, if I could twist back, I don't think I ever would have jumped into a relationship, period, ever in my life, going into that, because of the complication that runs into it when you come in trying to parent, because it's like, is this our household? Is it their household? Is it
right? So because at the end of the day, well, not at the end of the day, but it probably feels like at the end, all of the things that you are saying and trying to bring is still getting thrown out, and because of her being used. But let me just say, well, not her, but let me just say in the defense of any single parent, whether it's a woman or a man, when a single parent, when you have to be a single parent, you are molded into that. It's not something just like parenting, period. It don't come with a handbook.
Right.
You're molded into that, and you're molded into that during the process of trauma, of grief, because you're grieving the relationship that is gone. You're
Why do you say
traumatized.
single parent?
Single parent,
Yeah.
because if a parent ends up by themselves raising a child, like, that's why I started this show with the beginning of being pregnant and conception, because this is what I mean by single parent. When a relationship, if a relationship ends between the two people that have conceived that child together, and now one parent has to take the child, whether it's all 24 hours a day, I mean, whether it's full time, or if they have their child part time and the other parent has a child part time, they still are going to go through something. They're still going through the breakup, the trauma of the loss of the relationship that they had together, the idea of what they thought they were going to have together. So if they are broken up, then now these two people are parenting. They should be parenting together, but 90% of them we parent apart in the beginning of breakup.
It's definitely hard.
It's hard in the beginning. So in a situation where you break up and another person, the one parent just completely leaves, and that parent is left to parent alone, then they are a single parent. They're parenting alone. But even when you're parenting together, it's still a different. For me, I believe if a parent
from
leaves.
your father, you had help from your mother.
No, baby. No.
That's not
No,
single
baby.
parenting.
Let me tell you something.
That's
Let
not
me
single
tell-
parenting.
but let me tell you- but let me
How
tell
many
you-
parents are in the
Bullshit, bro.
equation? How many parents are in the equation?
Let me tell you
Are in that
something.
equation,
Yes.
a single parent? No,
No,
I'm saying
let
that's
me tell
not
you.
single
But
How
let me
many
tell you.
parents are in the equation?
Yeah.
of not like being separated or not having.
If one parent leaves, how many parents are left?
It's one.
Then you're a single parent.
Yeah, but not only that.
Plain and
Let me
simple,
say
right?
this. Let me say this, and I love how you just brought up. I had my mother, I had my father, I had a lot of people. Right. Let me tell you something. I love my mother and I love my father and I respect them. I love my brother. My brother, he's my superhero. He stepped in and stepped up. But let me tell you something. I raised my children by myself. My parents may have picked up the phone when I needed something. But when it came down to making sure that even to this day, that my children have everything that they need, everything that they want, every T gets crossed and every I gets dotted, it's by me and me alone. I'm a single parent. Now, do I have a village? Absolutely. Do they have a grandparent? Absolutely. Do they have aunties and uncles? Even my sister-in-law. May Allah bless her, because there was a time when I couldn't even get my daughter, who's filming right now, I couldn't get her a birthday gift. I couldn't get her the birthday gift she wanted. And I called her and I was crying, telling her, she said, "Sissy, I'm gonna meet you at the store. We're gonna get her this gift." Shout out Sandra. I love you. But she showed up, and I'm mentioning that because she showed up and she helped me get a gift for my daughter. Does that make her another parent? Mm-hmm. Does that make me not a single parent? No, that makes her an aunt. That's what it makes her. She's an aunt, and it's a blessing. And you're right, I didn't have to do it all alone in that moment. But at the end of that birthday party, at the end of the day, it was nice that she brought that gift. But guess who brought the food? Guess who had to clean up? Guess who had to make sure that child got in a bed? Guess who provided the bed? Guess who provided the lights? Guess who provided the house? Guess who provided the ride to school the next day? Me. So I take it very offensively and it's your opinion, and I love your opinion. But when pertaining to me, you can pertain to 1,000 other women. But when it pertains to me, I was a single parent. I singly parented my children. Now, did they get grandparented and aunted and all that? Yes, alhamdulillah, by Allah's mercy. But did they have a second parent? Absolutely not. Not my children, and not no child that came into my life after that. They had a parent. One. That's it. That's all. on all documentation, on every documentation except for child support.
Yo,
And even on the child support, the custodial parent. You know why it's a difference? You know why they're separate? Because one person is actually taking care of the fucking child, and the other one is just having to pay because the state said that they had to. There's that single parent is the custodial parent. So I don't care how you shake it, and if my stuff fall off.
I was on the phone with one
no.
of mine, right?
Did it fall?
And she let that shit slip. Like, yeah, because me being a single, I said, oh, who the fuck do you think you talking?
Yeah, you're a different story because you show up for your children.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you on the phone with me,
even when
like,
that parent the other parent don't want you to, you are showing up.
Yeah,
Let me tell you something. Not another parent has shown up for none of my kids at all. That the day I say you can no longer be with me is the day they decided they no longer wanted to be a second parent, and that's every last one of them. So therefore, my kids had one parent. I'm a single parent, and that's to all the women and all the men out there. If you are parenting alone and the other there's no other parent. I don't care if you got Jesus sitting next to you. You still parenting alone. You're still the parent. Like, you're the only parent. Jesus is Jesus, and you are the parent. Fuck out of here. God forgive me because I did mention Jesus in that sentence.
So anyway, I think that
somebody said Jesus is king.
we tapping out, but I'm gonna say my piece and I'm gonna spread it around. So I'm gonna say this. My personal opinion, like in a nutshell, wrapping it up, is it. You know, you were making a good point. Both of you were making a good point. With the other part. I just can't agree to that under no circumstances.
He is not protecting no baby mama. He is not. We get it.
I agree, like when you saying, like, you know, you visit the doctor, stuff like that. You know, you should want to, you know, visit. I'm still not interested, but I do agree that because in a logical way, that does make sense to me personally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To do that or whatever. But I'm still going to hold on to my stance on that. Like, I'm good. You know, if you know, and if you don't, then, you know, it's very unfortunate for you and that guy. And if you got children, it's very unfortunate for those children too, because, you know, I'm just saying, like, if you was grown enough to violate my daughter, you was grown enough to, you know, take 156 grand.
What if you meeting him would have prevented that?
I don't believe that because niggas is crazy, women are crazy, and
you never changed nobody's mind.
I believe people can change their mind.
That's all have you.
I don't have no reason. I'm as soft as this pink shirt I got on, brother.
That is soft as the pink.
So I just feel like you know a person is entitled to that or whatever, but
Yeah.
I'm personally not interested in it or whatever. I understand both of your points of view, whatever, but again, it's come to parenthood. You two need to respect each other, and if it's truly about the children, then focus on the goddamn children. Like, fuck the other party. You know what I mean? Like, because that guy may not even be there 3 months from now. I'm not about to waste my time meeting somebody who you know who's not going to be around or whatever, because you don't even know that either.
Yeah.
So every time you meet somebody, I'm supposed to just jump. No, I'm not wasting my time.
No. Once it get to a certain level.
I feel like if the person is living, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
If the person is living in the same home as your child, if that person is left alone with my child, now if y'all dating, of course, no. And I'm speaking on this so late because, like I said, I did not have that in my relationship. Like, I didn't do that with my ex-husband. I didn't push the envelope like, oh, I need to meet her. Absolutely not. Like, I was
now,
like,
has it gone left? Yeah, it's gone left a couple times. You feel me? You can attest to that one. I done had weapons drawn on me, restraining orders and all this. That was crazy. That's
why I was surprised he still wanted me. But no, I get it. But again, to me, I swear, and let me tell you something. That's what I mean by trauma. Like, that image is always stuck in my mind because I was thinking to myself when we were driving away, honestly, I was like, his child is left with a psycho. Like, that's all it, and even to this day, by Allah's mercy, you know, your baby has grown. Your baby has grown up, you know, but I'm like, that person in that house that's with his child is a psycho. I'll never forget the way he looked. I'll never forget it. So, to me, it's important that we know who is around our children.
What's next week's topic, bro?
Ah, you don't care. Okay, all right, you go. Wait, go ahead. Well, next week I don't have a topic yet. What
I
you
got
got?
something to say on parenthood.
Go ahead,
right?
go ahead, go ahead. Do your out.
All right. It's never too late to start, y'all.
Oh, right.
It ain't, y'all.
Okay.
As long as these kids still here, yo, you have an opportunity to get on your horse and make shit right, yo. Flat out. Yes, I'm talking to you, yo. Flat out,
You
yo.
don't like that.
Because I don't like to see kids hurt. I don't like none of this shit. And I know what it could be and I know what it was, my nigga.
Mm.
It is never too late, yo.
Never.
Hop on your horse, do your goddamn job. Shorty, I'm trying to tell you. This ain't you, my guy. And I know it's pain involved. I know. But, shorty, hello, what we doing? What time is it? What year is it? What decade is it, my nigga? It is never too late.
I appreciate
Peace and
that.
blessings, yeah.
Peace and blessings, yes. Okay, and that's for everybody and anybody who has not stepped up to the plate
Yeah, yeah.
to be a parent. Like, it's never too late. Like, as long as God has given you breath in your body, you have the opportunity to. And it's not even to make things right. It's to just do the right thing. Like,
Yeah, I was in my
you
feelings
can't,
at one point.
you can't make
Yeah.
things. I don't think you can't go back in the past, but you can
Start now.
start now so that the future can be better. And it's just literally never too late. I just now talked about how my children that are not children that are from me, but children that God sent to me, still wanted a relationship with the parent that abandoned them and left them. Children, no matter how old they are, still long for their parent. So again, to any parent that's not stepping up being a parent, you can step up today. Let today be the day.
Okay.
All right, and next week I'm gonna let y'all know what the topic is next week. But one thing for sure is I ain't gonna look like this next week, y'all,
Definition of
because I just
insanity.
Matter
want
of
to
fact,
just
can
say
you get
this
some
is
input
rough.
from the family, from the playhouse? What y'all want to hear us talk about?
Yes.
You feel me?
Yes, and Saturday is my first day. God, I looked there for Saturday, but Saturday is my first day back in the Playhouse, Bianca style.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm gonna go ahead and.
It's the late. It's the. It's the. You saw the whole thing. You saw everything. It is. Well, Saturday is the intro. Saturday is the intro, and then next Saturday is the funeral. If you know, you know. If you don't,
Oh shit! I
Listen.
need to be put up.
yeah. But make sure you guys are tuned in Saturday live. I'm gonna be live here in the Playhouse at 9:00. I promise you don't want to miss it. Don't listen to
Don't
him.
forget to like, subscribe,
Like,
share,
subscribe, and
talk shit.
yes,
Rock it.
let us know how you feel. And tune in next week, 7:30 p.m. We really, for real, next week, 7:30 p.m. We're gonna be on time, and we're gonna have a good ass topic. Aren't we, Johnny?
Yeah.
Facts.
Aren't we? Okay. Good night.
Love y'all, yo.
One thing about that Instagram is it made me so mad, especially being as over here at that action one.
I got you next week.
Yes.
Yes.
Because literally,
What happened?
I went to it. You literally only see me, but you hear everybody else
Right.
talking.
For real.
Yeah, we made it like we couldn't get all of it.